Hey, welcome to an episode of Chad's Beer Reviews. Hender's joining me for another back-to-back episode.
Back-to-back, although we took a safety break in between.
Yes. It's now later in the afternoon.
Right, and we're not intoxicated.
Nope, unfortunately.
Hey, you know, safety first.
Well, maybe after this beer, it's an Imperial.
Right.
It's Lavery Imperial Red Ale.
Sabotaging our moderation.
This is a brand new brewery out of Erie, Pennsylvania, started by husband and wife, Jason and Nikki Lavery.
Okay.
Is it a red IPA or an overly hopped red ale?
Ooh.
We'll answer that at the end.
We'll try.
Yeah.
You know.
Either way, our Imperial Red Ale is brewed with Canadian and British malts and a touch of roasted barley to add a slight orange/red hue. What, American malts aren't good enough for them? Wink.
Yeah.
Hopped exclusively with citrusy American hops to around 70 IBUs and fermented with our house yeast strain. The final result is a dry, hoppy red ale that is more than the sum of its parts, bottle conditioned.
Oh, yeah. You can't see it from this angle, but against the backdrop of that white building over there.
Yeah, it's like a maroon kind of.
Sure. See, I don't know.
Fairly clear. Oh,
While
it's a little
hiding
hazy.
out of camera range.
Yeah. Smells like an IPA.
Yeah.
Lots of hops. Would you call that flowers or citrus?
Oh, it's definitely floral. Like flowers and flour, if you get what I'm saying.
Like baking flour?
Yeah, it smells to me like a mixture of like the small little yellow flowers, not dandelions, but they're, you know, close to the ground.
Buttercups? Or...
Maybe. Yeah, maybe a buttercup. I'm not a botanist, but that plus baking flour in the aroma. Yeah.
It's like an East Coast IPA. It's, even though it smells floral, it tastes very pine. There's a resiny stickiness in the aftertaste.
Yeah, definitely get resin. I gotta take a course on how to like better explain what some of these aromas and flavors actually are, but
yeah.
the resiny darkness that, you know, I picked up in the aroma, it's really coming out in the flavor.
Yeah.
Hugely. With the bitterness.
The hops linger here.
Quite a bit. Quite a bit.
It's not really... I hate, like, I love really hoppy, bitter beers, but I hate when they linger forever and they dry your mouth out like a desert. I guess it's a double-edged sword of being a hophead. I'm noticing that it's, I mean, they made a point of saying it's made with Canadian and British malts, and I am getting that kind of British-style bitter, like that cereal kind of malt. Because a lot of IPAs and beers of that caliber tend to be caramel, and this is more of your cereal type.
Yeah.
It's not very robust as far as the malty aspect, and I mean, it's more hops than anything else, which I guess is the point, but I wouldn't call it a very complex beer.
No. It's not terrible. It's more complex than other fives I've given out, but it's just not, it's not doing it for me.
Does it seem a little flat to you? Like,
Yeah, more in flavor than carbonation, but it's just sort of, yeah, I'll drink it, it's in front of me. It's getting a 5 because there's more to it than other, I mean, it's weird when you rate a 5 because you'll hear both of us, I think, giving 5s out to a lot of sort of American macros even, right? And they're drinkable. I wouldn't say that this is entirely drinkable, and it's less drinkable than a lot of other 5s that I've given out, but, you know, it's boosted up by the fact that it is something different, that it does have flavor.
Yeah.
But still...
Even though I'm only going to give this a little bit higher grade than you, it's like I still feel like we're kind of worlds apart. I mean, it's tasty.
Yeah.
I mean, it, like I said, it's kind of simple, one-dimensional, whatever you want to call it. I can't really pick out any distinct flavors. I mean, I like that kind of cereal maltiness to it.
Yeah, but even
and
that...
the hops... Yeah, I mean, they made a point of saying it's 70 IBUs. It doesn't taste that bitter. I'm putting this more like in the 50s maybe, and it's what 7.2% ABV. This seems like, you know, even calling it an Imperial is a stretch. I mean, you might call it an extra, because I don't.
That is a stretch.
For me, I draw the line for Imperial at 8%.
Okay. You know, I gotta say, to these guys particularly, you know, part of it is in the packaging. You're like, well, it's an Imperial at 7.2.
Yeah.
Part of it is, you know, talking about the house strain of yeast. You know, you've been around for a year. But part of it, and the legitimate substantive part of this, is the flavor. You know, I feel like you really should put a little more work in. That's harsh, I know. You know, I'm feeling it right here, that I'm being harsh, but seriously.
Yeah, I think you are being harsh. I mean, I like it, but I'm not gonna jump for joy for it. So to me, it's a solid 7, and like even a 7, you know, is only 2 steps above average. And
we gave that last beer a 7, and I thought that was good. Well, I gave it a 7 plus.
These are about this. I mean, these are equal in quality to me.
Really?
Yeah. So I think they did a good job of masking the booze. I mean,
we're just getting a hops fix, I think. Yeah.
Maybe. I mean, it's only 7.2%. It's drinking like a 5.5%er.
Really? This is drinking right about a 7% for me.
And I'm drinking, I'm tasting like a little bit of citrus in here from the hops. They didn't say which varieties they use. I mean, they say it was citrusy American hops.
Yeah.
So, I think it is what it's supposed to be.
Oh, look, I'm not giving it a 1. You know, I'm giving it a 5. But still, I feel like it should have been better.
I would agree with you on that, because I think that this could be in the right hands an 8 or a 9 beer. All right, we're going on way too long here, so thanks again to Mike for the beer. I'm going 7, Henry's going 5. Thanks, Henry, for coming over.
Thanks for having me, and thanks for watching this video.